This week we have a special guest all the way from British Columbia talking about the favorite thing that is launching this weekend here in Scottyville, gun hunting. Sit back and relax, guys. This is a big shooting episode. No pun intended. Go have a safe hunting season. Be safe. Deuces.
I'm going good, dude. I am freaking balls to the walls right now. I hit two PRs in the gym this morning. I'm just like, let's fucking go. So I'm the adrenaline kicked in, and my last 3 songs I have on Spotify, last 5 is Take a Look Around by Biscuit, The Zoo, I Disappear, Steam Breather, and Hangman's Body Count. So that tells you how my freaking day is going.
Right on.
It is going great.
So anyway, thank you very much. I appreciate this.
No problem. It's we're just gonna. You want to just hit start and rock and roll? I have 0 notes, dude. So we're gonna rock and roll off what I know in the past and go from there. So, all right,
I think
guys.
We've done this enough.
If I mess it up, call me out. But like I said, I'm rolling really, really well this morning. So, all right, guys, welcome to the pod. I am full of fucking piss and vinegar this morning. Joel Ness on the other end. We got Joel Ness on the other side, who is the host. Let me add this in here. It's going to be a great intro. The host of the podcast, Ruck UP Podcast. Also, if you guys understand, this podcast geared towards military, law enforcement, security professionals, outdoor enthusiasts. We're just going off your Facebook. And then also one badass hunter.
Thank you, brother. Appreciate the intro. Thanks for having me on. Totally awesome. So we chatted a little while ago. I actually just dropped your podcast yesterday or the day before. So doing well. And thanks again for having me. It's good to be here. Yeah, so I'm actually outside of Vancouver, about an hour and a half. So we're on the West Coast. It's cold as balls up here. It's getting colder, I should say. We're probably gonna get snow this weekend, but down there in the south, well, depends on if you live in Colorado or any of those other good places, then you're probably getting snow the same time we are.
What is it right now? Because we're about 35, 40 here.
So the conversion, I'm at 0, -1 last night, and it'll probably be -1 today. And it looks like it's going to rain or snow just by looking out the window. But I got a big duck hunting plan tomorrow, so I'm a little bit busy and been doing fishing probably the last 4 days in a row. Caught some really nice coho salmon. So those are actually on the smoker right now. And so I'm just kind of just winging it these past few days. I've got a little bit more downtime with work just because of the nature of our industry. So I've been able to just have a little bit of free time. By a little bit, I do mean a little bit. So.
And I'm going to chuckle on this one because in our industry, it's you. Obviously, I work full time. You have your own stuff on the outside of here too. But when hunting season comes, and all of a sudden you're doing pre-records, records, editing, all that stuff, you never notice. All of a sudden you're working like 60, 70 hours a week.
That's true. That's very, very true. And the thing is too, is like so just to back up, what I do for a living is I'm a director of operations for a security company. So we spend a lot of time, we're 24 hours no matter what. But it's just, there are weeks where, or even days where your day is just completely flattened out by clients, emails, video chats, just on and on and on. And it's funny because when you take time away, so like if I go fishing or if I go hunting or if I go do something, I have to have my phone by me. Like I don't have the option of just turning it off and going out in the middle of the bush. There's people that I do work with that I can forward my calls to, but I am kind of the direct line to a lot of the clients. So they want, when they talk to somebody, they want to talk to me. So it's unfortunate, but at the same time, it's gratifying because I get to be the one dealing with the clients. But when I want to go buck hunting or something like that, there's not really, I have to be very careful and selective of when I go and how I go and what communication I have.
I don't know if you're just like me, dude. My brain moves 100 miles an hour. Even though I seem is what people would say, dude, you're chill as fuck. Like I'm not. I am on the outside, but not on the inside.
Yeah.
And people are like, well, what do you do? I'm like, I cannot shut my brain off. It's even when I'm deer hunting, I'm still thinking, okay, how can I make my podcast better? How can I do this? How can I launch this? I got this to launch.
Yeah.
I cannot shut off.
I think that's a good thing though. And the thing is when you're out in the bush and you're deer hunting, like you said, your brain's not shut off, but at the same time, that's kind of what it's for, right? It's kind of for the purpose of you being able to reflect on what you need to do as opposed to what you have to do. So like if during a day, if I'm having to work and I'm out in the bush and I'm thinking about work, it's a different kind of feeling. It's like I'm prepping myself for things that I have to do rather than having to do in the moment. Like, and I think that when I'm out in the bush, like you said, like thinking about podcasting, thinking about whatever, I'm not really thinking about the deer. I'm not really thinking about the bear. I'm not really thinking about anything that I'm going after. I'm just more thinking about the fact that I'm here in the now and I have things on my plate that I need to like kind of sort out upstairs.
Yep.
And then that's kind of why I do it. I enjoy going out in the bush. I enjoy going up the mountain for that sole purpose of just kind of, I guess they would kind of not really finding yourself, because I'm not really on that spiritual meaning, but it's just, it's a way of getting my thoughts back together instead of being in like the hustle and bustle. I have 4 kids. I have a house. I have dogs. I have all this stuff going on. I have a career. And it's just, once you're up in the bush, you can prioritize what you want to think about. Whereas when you're in the now, everything just kind of comes together all at once.
Yeah. And I was going to tell you, I know you keep thinking I live in Colorado. I'm actually in Wisconsin, which is Green Bay, but I have family in Colorado. So that's why I kind of resort back.
Right.
To that.
But you guys have the same kind of weather pattern that we do up here.
Yeah.
So
it's insane. I think 2 weeks ago we were 70 degrees and the week before we were 25 degrees. And then I think this week we're about 40 in rain. I don't know what it's going to be this weekend. I think 45. We're a little bit warmer right now, but we get it late. So you guys get the cold early. Yeah. And then it slowly works its way our way. And then we get the shitty February and Marches where they're just dark and gnarly and nasty.
Rain and crap.
Yeah. We get all that. Probably.
So do we.
So I noticed, because I've lived on both sides of the state in my life, and I notice the western side of the state gets it the November, December, January's. I don't know. Yeah. I never noticed 4 hours can make a difference, but it's true. So like all the snowstorms come early there.
Right.
And then we're kind of cold and dry and, just the lake effect and all that stuff kicks in here. But the big ones do not come. Either we get a big one November, December. So like that early session, we get 1 or 2 big snowfalls.
Right.
And then we're dry all the way till like March.
Right.
And then that's when the warm weather picks up from the south. And then we just get freaking nailed in March and April.
Yeah. I hear you on that one. But deer season starts the same time as you down there as up here, right? September? Or are you guys late October?
Yes, right. So this weekend is actually gun hunting. That's opener.
Yeah. Okay.
Bull hunting starts third weekend. I'm going to say either the second weekend of September or the third weekend of September. Just, it all depends how the months roll.
Okay.
Early season goose starts September 1st. And we have a northern-southern line for duck hunting, but ideally, traditionally, greenheads start October 1st.
Right.
That time frame.
Did you say you were going out the other weekend? Did you end up going?
I went, the picture you jumped on. I actually went that Saturday or Sunday. I went, not this last weekend, I went the weekend before, the last 2 weekends before I went. So,
right.
Duck hunting's kind of quieter this year. We have a blind, which is a phenomenal setup my buddy built. It's like a $1,200 freaking 4-man house.
Wow.
Yeah, we put a lot of, I think maybe $2,000, whatever. We have like bolt lights in there. It's the cream of the crop. But traditionally, his area doesn't get good unless it's wet, because his the farm that we're on is on wetland, swamp. It's a lower graded. It's a phenomenal farm with phenomenal like crop production, but it's more of like a North Dakota thing where it's got potholes and shit in it. So
Right.
if it's wet, it's awesome down there because you can be in freaking knee-high water in the middle of a cornfield just blasting away ducks.
Wouldn't matter.
Oh, dude, it's if anyone has, you experienced it probably where you just sit in a cornfield and they just fly right over your head like 3-4 feet. Have you done that
Actually,
before?
this is my first year duck hunting. I'm taking a kick at the can this first year, and I knew nothing about it. Well, I shouldn't say I knew nothing about it. I've never gone before, so I finally found a few guys that actually go duck hunting. Met up with them. Been going we went a few times, and then I went last weekend, and then we're doing this big hunt tomorrow, and it'll be my first full day of like actual duck hunting.
Yeah.
But we found a wicked pond, and it's accessible by like vehicle, which was awesome. Most of them are only accessible by boat, so we're lucking out there. But down there, you guys got a lot of federal land, right? So you're good to shoot. Whereas up here, well, I guess we're kind of the same. We have a lot of private land and federal land, but the private land kind of gets in the way because we obviously have to ask for permission and stuff like that. So
yeah, it's a mixture of both. The one that we go to, the Big Kick, is actually button up. It's on private land, but it runs parallel with one of like we call it Horicon Marsh Preservation thing, but it's a DU bought, millions of acres.
yeah.
And it's all for like duck production, duck rehab, all that stuff. So it's just big, massive wetland. They do let people hunt in it in certain areas. You're restricted to, this area, that area, whatever.
Right.
But it's where if they fill it up, you're going to get all the geese coming from the city ponds, and they're going to get up and they're going to eat and they're going to fly right into our pond. So it's like, it's in between before hitting the marsh, or they leave the marsh and they come to us to kind of get a break from the marsh.
Right.
So it's buttoned up, but like federal land and stuff, there's millions of acres here, but you're getting the bulk of the duck hunters are actually more on the river systems here. So we have freshwater. We have Lake Winnebago, which is like the top 3 biggest lake in the whole United States. But of that, we have millions of river channels and stuff. So guys will go up there, and a lot of woodies. Here's huge amount of woodies, a lot of teal.
Same here.
Yeah, greenheads come in. You have that early batch in October, but then like the big girls don't kick in until about like the last week or so.
Yeah.
You get the ones with I don't know if you get it where they're just fat as hell with the orange feet.
No. Oh, I don't know yet. So this is all new to me. I'll figure it out in the next few days.
Yeah. So you get the late massive birds that come in. I didn't have the opportunity. I had a lot of small younger drakes come through when I went a couple of years ago, but supposedly the closer you get to gun hunting our time, so which is now into Thanksgiving, into December, you get the northern mallards that come from Alaska.
Right. Yeah.
And they just, guys are like, dude, they're just massive. I'm like, what do you mean? They're like, no, you need 2-shot or BB to drop them. I'm like, what are you talking about there? And then my buddy whips out one of his mounts. He's like, you see this football here? He's like trying to shoot it.
Yeah. You guys, are you guys allowed to hunt geese down there?
Yes. Yep.
You are. Okay.
Yeah.
So same up here.
Yeah. They're. I'm just gonna laugh on this story. They're a different animal. Very protective.
Oh yeah.
And they suck because when you shoot them, they dive.
Yeah.
Yeah. When you blast them, and this is a hunting podcast and whatever, man. You guys don't like hunting tough shit, I'm gonna talk about it. When geese is very particular, you have to hit them right. But if you get that spread wrong and you get them in the chest, oh man, it takes 1 or 2 shots with BBs to drop them at times. And the funniest thing I've ever seen is my buddy's got 2 dogs, and his oldest yellow lab just royally hates geese. Oh yeah. Yeah. So it started back when she was young. He's like, yeah, I was on, the river system boss or whatever. And ended up happening. They shot a geese and wounded it. And she's the coolest laid back lab dog you ever meet. But when hunting comes, she's like the total bitch you ever seen. Like, get out of the way. She jumps off the boat, starts just going in the lake. They couldn't find her. Ended up being the geese tried to attack her, and she turned around and just freaking pounced on it, grabbed its neck, and did the old swing.
Yeah.
From then to now, like every geese she touches, she'll just take it and just start going freaking nuts. Like
Right.
that's like her blood.
Yeah.
And the other one will not touch geese for some odd reason. Like she got whacked by geese from one that we wounded that came up and just not ripped her, but like took the wing and just gave her a good whack.
Yeah.
And she's done.
No. Yeah, that happens. Yeah, especially with dogs.
Yeah.
They're either one or the other. They for sure.
And yeah, but no, this weekend is the traditional gun hunt opener.
Yeah.
We are actually, I don't know yet if I'm going. I'm going next weekend no matter what. The opener, it all depends with work. So
you have a youth shoot day too down there, right? Same as us.
Yeah.
Ours is called keep going. I'm trying to remember what ours is.
I think our youth is middle of October.
Yeah, ours is somewhere around there.
Yeah, and guys, it's a good subject, but it's a sore subject at the same time. They had a couple different hunts too that went into November, like a token zone T or whatever we called it. So they had a doe hunt going in the middle of rut, and guys got freaking pissed, and DNR dropped that one.
Yeah.
Second week in October, I think ours is.
Ours is called Heritage Day. That's what it's called.
Oh man, I'd rather have that.
Yeah, so it's obviously the hunter, whoever's taking the kids out has to have the hunting license, but the kids are allowed to go out and whack at some ducks. But I think it's only ducks. I don't think it's anything else.
Yeah, no, we have full clearance here. So I think it's 8 years old or 9 years old.
Yeah.
Hunter safety, I think, is 12 or 11 or 12 is the thing where you can start to be alone. Guys will put people alone. I've had my cousin alone. I've had my fair share of being alone, but we're not, as mothers would say, oh my God, you just left my kid alone in the stand. No, the parents are within range. The kids are under supervision, whatever. But traditionally, no, the last couple of years, they dropped that age to where I think you have to be 8 to be in it. But it's a hit or miss. So like a lot of the outdoorsmen guys would kind of delay their kids for the traditional gun hunt.
Right.
They still will use that youth hunt as like shooting a doe or something, whatever, like just a warm up. But I think what it is just the guys want the tradition of waking up with the boys or girls or family or whatever it is, get the orange on and kind of prep and get in the woods. I think that's why there's guys that do it, but it's a lot quieter than what it is this weekend.
Yeah, our opening day is October 10th. So our family goes out every October 10th. It's kind of just a thing for us. And we've gone since the kids were born. It was just once a year, October 10th, they pull everybody out of school and we just go for the day.
Well, we used to. I don't know now. Obviously, COVID's going to be different, so I guarantee a lot of kids will be gone Friday. But traditionally, a lot of kids will take that full week off. So they'll take this weekend and then they'll go all the way through Thanksgiving, because usually in our school system, and it's probably the same way by you, but our Thanksgiving's coming next week, Thursday.
Yeah.
So a lot of guys will take their kids out for tomorrow or Friday. So Thursday night, they'll drive up, go to the cabin, and then they will come back Monday, Tuesday, whatever. And then they'll just kind of leave the kids out of school till the week after.
Right.
But yeah, I have no clue what it is, because everyone's so digitalish. Our schools are shut down, so all the kids are more online. So it's going to be it's a goofy year. But
that means you're going to have a lot more traffic up there.
Yeah, and I'm in the middle. The term the bush. I picked that up a long time ago when I did a lot of fishing shows with people from Ontario. But Yeah, we're in the middle of the bush. It's our woods is so we are 45 minutes off a main state highway, like a main, like a 4-lane state highway.
Yeah.
We do have a state highway 2-laner that kind of is a couple miles away from us, but we're pretty much in the bottom of a cedar swamp. So
Right.
you pull in and you got no cell service. You got to go a mile or two down the road for cell service. And yeah, you're in the middle of a popple swamp, and we're 80 acres. It all depends if I'm going this year or not, but traditionally it's about 8 to 10 guys, and
Yeah.
we spread out, and it's old school, dude. So we got wolves around there. So one year you'll get 1 or 2, one year you get none, next year you get 12. It all depends how they are.
Yeah, it's weird up here too. It's getting we're in a null this year, I think. A lot of hunters think, but then you get the hunters that are like, oh no, we're fine. It's because of the wolves, it's because of this, because of that. Well, maybe, but I think our numbers aren't exactly where the fish and game people are telling us, like the registry bodies are telling us that they are, because it's, I don't know. You used to go out there and you used to find a deer just about anywhere, and now it's like it's a struggle. You're definitely, like, obviously go hiking up and find something, but it's a struggle.
It's been, so I'm 34. It was like that for the first. So I've been deer hunting for what, 12, so 34, so 12 years, 20 years, 20 years. For the first 4 or 5 years, it's been like that. And then they brought all like the zone tees out, and they just eliminated all kinds of does because they did and we're visual here, but the CWD, quote.
Yeah.
Is it because of wolves? Yes and no. By us, I think it's more coyote, winters. It's just collaboration of everything. More hunt, more farm ground coming in and whatever. But where I used to be down, where my round one used to live, and I'm gonna say round one, I'm done, divorced, whatever, but that family was down in the central's area of the state, and yeah, you would drive 2 blocks and you'll see 50 something deer. The does were like 100 pounds. It was super small. So yeah, down there's heavy pressure. Not heavy pressure, but like the wolves aren't there, the coyotes aren't there, like the farmer, it's a lot of farm ground. So if there's any big areas with wolves coming in, that's going to attack cattle. The farmers are going to take them out, even without the DNR letting them know. It's like they get near the barn, those wolves are done.
Yeah. A lot of our farmers, they don't go after the wolves as much as you guys do down there.
Yeah, it's and is it more ranching up by you versus like a concealed, just more like contained farms?
So oh no, there's a lot of farms. If you had a little bit, like I'm pretty close to where the farms kind of start in the valley area. So you got Vancouver, right, the big city, and then as you go farther out, the farm areas are here. But where we usually hunt, the issue is that, and I think you guys have this too, where the federal government leases out land to farmers so that they can bring their cows and graze those lots. So sometimes you get into hunting areas and it's just fucking cows everywhere. Like there's got to be 1,000 cows somewhere. And so that obviously drives the population of the deer to go wherever else, but not there. So there's so many different aspects of when we're going out that we really have taken consideration, because sometimes those won't be farm plots, but they'll be something else. And then like you were talking about, like we were talking about the wolf population up in Canada is getting really bad. But the thing is too, is hunters aren't taking the opportunity, because up here we don't have a bag limit for wolves. You can shoot 1,000 wolves a day. It doesn't matter.
Oh dude, I would love coming up by you.
Well, we just have so many of them. Like actually, funny story is like not last weekend, a few weekends ago when I went up hunting, I missed my fucking wolf. I was so mad at myself, but I had it in my sights, and it was the first wolf of the season for me. And but after going up and checking if I actually got it, and I was checking if there was a blood track, there was nothing. But looking up there was just tracks of wolves everywhere. Like it was just, there must have been, I don't know, I wouldn't even guess how many there was, but in the pack. But when our packs get big, they get massive, and they're taking out our elk, they're taking out our moose. So, well, not really the moose so much, but the elk for sure. So,
Yeah, where I'm going gun hunting this weekend, we have 2 packs. Medford is in north central Wisconsin. So if you look at your palm of your hand, it's pretty much like in the middle of where your pads are. And by us, we have a decent river that kind of runs near our property, like about a mile away. But like on the north side of the river, there's a pack of like 20. And then down by us, there's like a pack of 12. The funny saying through the DNR and the sheriff saying, hey, for some odd reason, those wolves do not cross the river. And we're not hinting at that they don't know how to swim. They do know how to swim. The river tends to just stop at the river.
yeah.
But it's we're in the back of the woods. So like the nearest town is Medford, which is like 1,200 people. Right. So it's a lot of that backwoods country living. I like it to a point. I used to live up there. I get bored with it though, because I'm near the city. I'm from the city, and not say I'm a city boy, but there's a lot of things in the city I love doing.
Oh yeah, for sure.
But when you get up there, you're pretty much like a wild west. So like the landowners will take care of the stuff because DNRs, right. The DNR is so laid back, they ain't gonna bug you up there. The sheriff guy's like, all right, cool. It's like, hey, we hit a deer. What are you gonna do? Throw in the back of the car. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Stuff like that.
Oh, that's what I was gonna ask you. So if you hit a deer on the road, do you need to get a license or a ticket for that deer? If you want to, it's called I've heard about it in the States.
It's like a road tag.
Yeah, road kill tag or something like that.
Yeah, the cops. Yeah, the cops will give you. You won't physically buy it, but the cop will tag it on like a crop, not a crop report. Oh, geez. They will give you a written incident report, kind of like a written warning, but that's not a written warning. It's just the road tag.
Okay.
So I actually had one, and I probably scarred my buddy's daughter for doing this, but he brought his daughter up one day bow hunting, and I accidentally slammed one with the truck, or we saw one that was wounded, and it got hit by a car and just flopping in the field. I called the cop up. I'm like, hey, dude, we got a wounded deer here. I don't have anything in the truck. It's right next to the road. It's kind of flopping in the field. I know it got hit by a car. He's like, yeah, all right, cool. I'll be out there. Sheriff walks up. What a dumbass. Walks right up. The girls are in my car. I have his like 15-year-old daughter. At the time I was like 20. He walks up, takes his handgun out, and boom, boom. It gets up and moves. I'm like, how the hell do you miss a deer? And the girls are like freaking out. All of a sudden he gets it, drags it up next to the truck. He's like, all right, dude, have a good day.
Yeah. Not your problem.
Yeah. And it was just funny. He walks up. He goes, I never had a call before like this. He's like, I like these. I said, yeah. I said, you can come shoot your gun at a deer. And he's like, yeah, I'll be there in 5. But no, they need something. They either will spray paint it with orange. Like now they're going to spray, because guys back in the day, our state was kind of stupid. They called it earn a buck. All right. And they probably have it up by you or even in certain different locations, but you have to shoot a doe first to get a buck. Yeah. So a lot of these guys would take these road kills that were fresh, throw them in the back of the vehicle, pretty much tag them, go to the weigh station, tag, okay, I got a buck. All right, here's your buck tag. Boom. And they'll just throw it back on the road.
Right.
And then the cops got smart with it and actually put orange spray paint on both sides of the deer. So it all depends what it is. But yeah, you physically have to call up the sheriff or the DNR or something. Say, hey, dude, I just smoked a deer. Yeah. Ideally, they will. Once if you're safe or whatever, if you're okay and it's drivable, they're going to say, all right, dude, we'll just put you in the system as whatever. That deer's yours. Don't worry about it. Yeah. But they will literally say, do you want a cop to come out there just to assist with it? And yes and no, it depends on what it is. But some guys I know, like the landowner I go to, he'll smoke a little buck on the small gravel road and just, he knows something's, he'll crack a bumper or whatever. And he'd be like, all right, cool. I'm making a claim, throw it in the back of the truck and don't even worry about it and take home and skin it and hide it. So I'm eager for this weekend. I haven't, my last 2 years of luck kind of ran out this year.
Right.
The last 2 years, I think I put in maybe 8 hours worth of bow hunting, and I already got 2 of them.
Oh shit.
Yeah, it's just, and I ain't even bragging, dude. It's just one of those years.
Yeah.
Every year was a buck. It was pretty much I would jump in a tree stand. By the end of the night, I would have one down. That's just how it was.
Yeah.
This year I put in 1, 2. I've been in. I put in 8 hour, probably 10 hours in, so 2 sits. We do not go all night because our deer here, or all day, our deer here are kind of different. They're rut, you're going all day.
Yeah. Well, your rut should be starting now, no?
It started about 3 weeks ago, 4 weeks ago.
Oh, it started 3 weeks ago? Okay.
Mm-hmm. They're running hot and heavy this last week, though.
Okay.
So, like, it was lights out, dude. It was cold. They were going everywhere. I was working out, and I was seeing 6 or 7 of them chasing. So it just, they're hot zones this week and last week.
Right.
Of it though, so since we're very, very agricultural based, they're kind of nocturnal at times. Right. And I'm sure it's like that up by you, but like your big one's going to be the first hour or 2 in the morning and then the hour or 2 at night. And we're looking at, especially being around the farm stuff. So when the guys, it's actually quite funny because this pattern is correct. When the guys start feeding cows and they start busting into the bunks, the bags, the silos, whatever, all of a sudden you'll just start seeing deer creep in. It's like a clockwork thing, and it's quite hilarious. They know. And you were saying like the cows and the deers and the being afraid. Here the deer are actually opposite. So there's so many cows in this day that you can be in your chore clothes filled with cow manure, walk right into the woods, and the deer will not spook you. Like they'll walk right underneath you.
Yeah.
And I think it's just because they're accustomed to growing up around cows.
Right. Yeah.
So
yeah, ours are too, but it's just whenever during that time period, it just seems like they just don't want anything to do with them. They're just gone.
I don't know if it's just because they're fighting with the grounds or whatever, but they're more spooky of turkeys here than they are with anything. And I don't know who, what, where, when, why, because you would think deer would be, but turkeys kind of spook the shit out of them. But yeah, no, who knows, man? I have a double whammy coming this weekend. All I know is if I'm not going, I'm going to be taking care of a 5'3" doe. Hint. And if I do go, I'm going to hopefully be taking care of a doe or a buck. So
you need a doe tag. Special LTH up here to get a doe. You can't just go hunting does up here.
Yeah, we have 2 doe tags coming through and we have a buck tag. So obviously if I fill something this weekend, it might, but next weekend, they're definitely either my stepbrother is going to drop one or whatever. So he's going to go on his stepfather's land and they're thick and heavy down there. So either way, someone's going to get one. I hope it's do what I love one. Yes. I've cleaned my fair share the last 5 years. So it'd be nice to see my stepdad get one. It'd be nice to see my stepbrother get one. So I'm kind of in that. I've had enough for a little bit right now. I have some meat in the fridge still. So it's like, yeah, okay. We'll kind of let someone else shoot one. So no, it's all about hunting this weekend. It's all about, we have this thing in the state or in Wisconsin, even Minnesota is a little bit different, but we had a local band. We call them the UP, but like Michigan kind of wraps just north of us. And you have the UP Michigan, you have the normal Michigan. And to people, they nickname them because there's the Mackinac Bridge that kind of splits them. And below the bridge, they call everyone trolls because you live below the bridge. And then up above the bridge, it's Upers. So
what's a Uper?
The UP, the Upers.
Oh, okay.
The upper Michigan Peninsula is what they call it. But there's a band up there called Bananas at Large, and I don't know if it's with us, a Wisconsin thing, or if it's the UP thing. There's 2 bands. It was called The Upers, and then it was Bananas at Large, which look up the song. Shit, I should know this by now. crap. Well, Bananas at Large. We'll just say it that way.
Yeah.
But we got these 2 traditional opener songs that come 4 o'clock Friday afternoon, all the radio stations start playing.
Okay.
And it just kind of just gets you in it. And it's not even like a Ted Nugent, Fred Bear thing. That one will come right after it, but it's just a traditional. I should know this too, but I don't know why I'm having a huge brain fart. I've heard it 34 years ago.
Message it to me when you figure it out.
Yeah. And it just talks about like shooting at deer and just missing them and getting completely blasted, and talking about the Packers, and it's a local thing, and it's so funny. Just fucking rednecks from up north with the strong northern accent just going to town. So
right,
I will I will ship it over. But no, it's deer hunting. I figured the best guy to talk about deer hunting's on the opposite side of me. And I figured come on up and just talk shit about deer hunting. So,
well, I appreciate it. Thank you very much.
No problem.
Love being on.
You want to hit everyone? It's been a half hour, and I was going to say you got some things to do. I got some things to do. You want to hit everyone where?
Yeah, absolutely. So ruckupmedia.com is kind of the main platform. I'm on Instagram, social media, Ruck Up Podcast, everywhere you can look. I have another podcast I'm kind of working out. It's debunking conspiracy theories, just kind of a fun project on the side. And by the side, I mean very, very much on the side. I only do it a few times. But other than that, please hit me up wherever you can. Social media is the best place, and I'm always available.
All right, man. For having me on. Rock on, man. We'll keep rolling. See you, bud.
See ya. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Hey, ladies and gents, subscribers, thank you for downloading this episode on deer hunting here for the podcast Seas Get Degrees. My voice is kind of fucked up still, but since it is tradition here in Wisconsin to listen to the song right after it, I'd rather just sit back and relax and you guys enjoy the song from Bananas at Large. And all you old classic people know it's the Turdy Pointer. So you guys sit back and relax, enjoy this classic hilarious tune here. Happy hunting, safe hunting. Peace out, guys.
Let me tell you that. And you know, it's not so much the heat, it is the gosh darn humidity. And then, you know that, when you sit there in the bed and you're just sweaty, and you go to reach for the water on the nightstand and you slide right out of bed and the wife says, "Stop making so much noise, you're waking me up, go to sleep." Well, let me tell you, times like that make me think about moving up north, Good
idea.
Yeah, I'd do it too. Of course, then I couldn't watch the Packers. The Packers are... Gosh, I like the Packers. I'd do anything for the Packers. Who can forget Vince Lombardi, Back in the glory years? Not me, boy. Well, anyhow. Getting to be that time of year. Eh?
Yeah. Horses eat it.
I'm a deer hunter, how do you do? I got the deer hunting rapping tale for you. I'm so excited, it's my favorite time of year. I love to feast my buns, chasing trophy deer. But don't clap your hands to the stomping of the feet, cause he's like me, he can't keep a steady beat, no.
Come on, I guess get with the beat. Hey, you can do it.
I got this great big knife, cause the hunting is my life. It's my chance to drink beer and get away from the wife. It's the boys' night out, acting stupidly. Say now, baby, don't you think maybe, how about you and me, yeah? Well, we partied all night, never made it to our bunks, and I was sitting in the tree stand on a 3-day drunk. Wind was blowing 45, temp 30 below. I was freezing to death, then it started to snow. So I got down from the tree stand, start heading for the truck, and that's when I seen it there. The 30-point buck.
30-point buck.
30-point buck. 30-point buck.
30-point buck.
Well, he was 8 foot tall, weighed 12,000 pounds. With every step there was a shaking of the ground. He was so rutherful, so beautiful. Strutted right out of my dreams. He was created by God, just for outdoor magazines. Now I'm not much for thinking. No, I don't do it often, but I had an idea.
Yeah, what was that?
to put that 30 pointer right in his coffin. Yeah.
Get him there, Clyde. I believe it when I see it there, buddy. 30 point buck.
I couldn't get to my grenades.
Yeah, right.
The howitzer was in the shop. My stomach was tied into a monkey knot. Yeah, my only hope was Betty Lou. She was the one. A combination AK-57 Uzi Raider laser triple barrel double scoped heat-seeking shotgun. Yeah, the women clapping in the back there. I gotta like that. Well, you would come in for me, getting bigger and bigger, but my fingers were so frozen I could not pull the trigger. I kicked off my boots, fired with my big toe. I was Dirty Harry, John Wayne, and G.I. Joe.
Yeah, Joe.
Yeah, that 30-point buck was only 10 feet away. Still I couldn't seem to hit him, and he wouldn't run away. And after 20 minutes, when the smoke cleared, there were hunters on the ground in the world's biggest deer standing tall and proud. He looked at me and yawned, and then a flash of white, and there he was, gone.
Oh, it's all right, Clyde.
Yeah,
don't worry about it. I got a bar rag.
Well, 7 men got up, and then one fell down. A big lump of blaze orange shaking on the ground. At first I thought he was one of the boys, but it was a no brother good-in-law of mine from Illinois.
Only cheeseheads in here, right, boys?
Send him back on the next plane, you know.
Did you see the 30 pointer?
Did you see the 30-pointer?
Did you see the 30 pointer?
Did you see the 30-pointer? As we jumped into the truck, then I'm gonna get that 30-point buck. Yeah, I'm gonna get that 30-point buck. I'm gonna get that 30-point buck.
30-point buck. 30-point buck. 30-point buck. 30-point buck. Hey, there he goes. There he goes.
Get that 30-point buck. Yeah, I'm gonna get that 30-point buck. The last thing I do, I'm gonna get that 30-point buck.